So, in this lecture, we are going to start the subject English and English of class ninth grade Aga Khan University Examination Board. We already have discussed the past paper pattern of this English subject, and that is compulsory for your final examinations and also for your school mocks, your tuition mocks, and your tuition examination as well. So, I find out that you are not enough good in English at all. You don't have some good vocabulary. You don't have subject structure or a sentence structure or a coherence and cohesion in a passage. So, inshallah, this lecture and from today onwards up to the 2 weeks, till 2 weeks, we will complete this subject English and if possible Urdu as well with their proper tests, and I hope you will be able to understand each and every topic of this subject of English as well and of Urdu as well. So before or just without wasting any sort of time, let's delve into the portion of English so you can excel in this part. So first of all, I've taken out your model examination paper 2018, and this will be, I guess, will follow in 2025 examinations as well, as far as I'm concerned. So in accordance with this paper format, we will gonna learn or we will gonna discuss and we will be gonna preparing about the examination pattern of English, and we'll be going to understand each and every topic of this subject. So English compulsory paper 1, time 1 hour, marks 30. So now, in according to my opinion, you have to gain full 30 marks in this section. What I've said, you must have to repeat it with me. You have to gain whole 30 marks in this paper 1. How you can gain? Let's discuss about that with each and every strategy, with topics, with tips and tricks. So when you open the paper of English in your final examinations, let's suppose you are sitting in the final examination hall and you've opened the paper and you've seen listening comprehension section. So first of all, we will read this. We will read the terms and condition to move further or to solve the questions. So in this section, you will hear two passages. Okay, it means that I will be gonna hearing two passages. Each one will be played two times, means twice. Each passage will be played twice. Listen carefully to the first passage. Okay, so first of all, the first passage will be in a recording, so students will be gonna hearing that passage. After hearing that passage, completely hearing that passage, you have to open the question paper and then you have to read the questions from 1 to 6. There are questions from 1 to 6. You will have 2 minutes reading time to read the questions or to make some notes. Like, for example, if this is a question, let's suppose this is a question I have. So I can see that snow leopards live in. So my keyword is leopards and live. They both are my keywords. So in according with these both keywords, I will be gonna um texting out the highlight formats, or I will be gonna highlighting out keywords in this 2 minutes reading time. Then after you just read all the questions, then again the passage will then be played again. You can make notes on your question paper as well. So it's totally depends on you that whether you wants to make some notes by hearing the passage. Like if the passage is still in playing, if the passage is still playing, so you can make the notes from the listing. Like if the speaker is saying snow leopards lives in Antarctica, let's suppose, so you can highlight the keyword Antarctica in your question paper from the listening section, or from the recording, or from the um, from the sound or from the recording. Then, when the passage has finished, enter your answers on your separate answer sheet. That is the OMR sheet. Okay, that is OMR sheet, and the OMR sheet is looks like that. This one. So you have to encircle the options like this. B option is over here, so you have to encircle the option B totally with the pencil, not with the pen, with the pencil, and you have to circle like this. Make sure that the borderline doesn't cross the edge of the circle. Just, I think I have crossed it, but no problem. You must have to be familiar with that. Okay. You will have to 3.5 minutes. Yeah. Then you have 3.5 minutes. It means you will be having approximately 3.5 minutes to pencil your answers. To pencil your answers. Okay. Follow the instructions on the front of paper 1 to mark which of the options A, B, C, D or you have selected for each question. So you have to check the questions options A, B, C, D, and in accordance with your opinion, that for example you say that option D is correct, so you have to mark option D in the OMR sheet, and for this all the marking you have 3.5 minutes. Remember this. So it is not too much time. So you must have to be very um uh, you know you have to be very focused in this term. So listening passage number 1. So your homework is from today is homework. This is your homework. Go to TDV World YouTube. Go to TDV World YouTube, or directly search on the YouTube that AQUEB. I am telling you the keyword AQUEB listening passage, listening passage English 2018, and then you will hear the recording as per the exam criteria. Like the recording will be once upon a time opened, then you will hear the recording, then you will read the questions of this paper, then again you will start or resume the recording from beginning, and then you will again listen the recording, and in the meantime you can prepare notes, and after the recording has been finished you have to encircle the questions on your separate paper like A, B, C, D. So this is your homework. So before doing that, you must have to read this source. This is very important. From where this passage has been taken. So this passage has adapted from Snow Leopards, published in National Geographic magazine, okay, and incorporates information from stories, okay. So it is a like narrative stories from the Roof of the World. Roof of the World is type of a narrative story which has been incorporated into the National Geographic magazine of Snow Leopard. So this is your homework to listen both of these. Yeah, listening passage number 1. This is listening passage number 1. LP number 1. Listening passage number 1. You have to do it by your own. And then again, listening passage number 2, as per the criteria we've discussed in the listening passage number 1, by reading the source adapted from secrets to revision that can improve your grades, published in the Gaussian. Okay. So I hope that you will be able to understand English. Okay. The thing is, I found that your English is really weak, yeah. I think you have to practice your subject work agreement. You can find those videos on YouTube as well. Rather than waiting for me to teach you the subject verb agreement, I've already prepared a lecture for you and has already sent to you. But I think that you won't be able to understand that. So you can find on YouTube as well subject verb agreement. Okay. So actually subject verb agreement, grammar and punctuation will be gonna discussing in the comprehension section. Okay. Or the comprehension composition section in the essay writing. So don't worry. I will guide you on the subject verb agreement, grammar, vocabulary, punctuation, and the English grammar rules to write composition to gain 18 out of 18 marks in your composition. How you can attain them, we will be going to discussing step by step. First of all, our main target is to excel in the listening passages. So after doing these both passages, your work is to let me know how much correct answers you've got from I think, yeah, the first passage contains 6 MCQs, and the second passage also contains from 7 to 13 MCQs. Yeah, so you have to encircle all the answers, and then you have to check the answer key. So I will send you the answer key on WhatsApp. 2018 SSC Part 1 answer key of English paper 1, 30 MCQs will be shared on your WhatsApp. So you will check your answers of both listening and reading passages with the answer key when you've done, okay, not before that. So this was about the listening passage. Now comes towards your reading comprehension section. That is very, very, I think, difficult for you. So, let's discuss this passage. So, we have a source adapted from The Rainbow by D.H. Lawrence. First of all, we have to read source. So, the source is adapted from Rainbow by D.H. Lawrence. So, from The Rainbow, we can realize that this is somewhat a sort of a interesting story or a type of narrative story. Okay, so reading comprehension section, you have 25 minutes for the reading comprehension section. This section has two passages, number one, each followed by multiple choice questions. You are advised to spend approximately 12 minutes on each of the given passages. So it means you have 12 minutes for each passage. So what does this 12 minutes mean? So let's divide these 12 minutes. 12 minutes means to read the passage as well, to understand the passage as well in 12 minutes, and to solve the questions as well. So I think that these 12 minutes are not enough for all three of these tasks, but you have to manage. So how we can manage? So let's discuss the strategies to manage. Okay, so first of all, let's suppose you are sitting in the AQ EB examination criteria, but okay, don't realize that you are sitting. Let's suppose you are practicing right now. And let's read the reading passage number one. Not read, read and understand. First of all, our main task number one is to read, and then read to understand. So the both tasks have to be done simultaneously. So simultaneously means at the same time. At the simultaneously. At the same time. You have to read as well, you have to understand as well in order to solve all the MCQs correctly. So, okay, so what the mistakes students make? This is a very important criteria or the important point. Students first read the questions and then move on the passage. My student, how you will be able to solve the question if you don't have an idea of a passage as well? So first of all, you have to read and understand the passage, then you have to go towards the questions. Okay, so reading passage number one, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven passages. Okay, we have seven passages. Okay, so let's read this. Ursula faced her class, some 50 boys and girls. Okay, some 50 boys. You have to underline or highlight the keywords at the same time. Ursula is someone, okay, faced her class. She's a girl. Some 50 boys and girls. Okay, so 50 is our keyword, and boys and girls are the highlighted text. Who stood filling the ranks of the decks. Okay. Um, so what the meaning you can find from there over from this is that Ursula is facing her class, or she faced her class in the past tense. Some 50 boys and girls were there, and those boys and girls was standing or stood filling the ranks of the desk. So they were sitting in the desks to fill the gaps. She felt utterly non-existent. So now I can find your mistake that what you are doing. You don't know the meaning of utterly. You don't even know the meaning of non-existent. So how you will be able to solve the questions? No, you won't be able because you don't have enough vocabulary to understand the question or the passage. So what you have to do from right now till your final examinations, by reading all the past papers of English passages, you have to find out the unknown vocabulary that is for you and have to search out meaning for each of the word. Like from now, utterly means you can find on Google completely. Utterly means completely. For example, I am utterly exhausted means I am utterly tired. Okay. Non-existent, what does this mean? What does this term means? Non-existent means that she doesn't feels her existent. It means that she is not able to find her own um like she is not able to find herself in the class. She is like a non-existent person to whom no one knows, no one cares about. That is the term non-existent means. So she felt completely or utterly non-existent. So this is your again keyword. She had no place for being there. Okay. It means that all desks were full because students were keep on filling the desks. Okay. She faced the block of children because there were so many hindrance of the children, so she won't be able to find any sort of desk, and she faced like a block of a children. It means that each and every student is in the form of a block and there's no place to be settled down. So I can grip the main idea of this first passage, or the main theme of this passage is that the girl, okay, you can write down over here in the box. I know that you won't be able to do that in the examination, but for the practice right now, you can take as much as time you want. You can take 1 hour in reading passage in only one passage, it's okay. But in the examination pattern, you have to give only 12 minutes to understand, read, and to mark the questions out perfectly. So you can highlight the points over here. A girl felt loneliest. Felt lonely. A girl felt lonely. So this is the idea I can grip for the passage number 1. Let's discuss passage number 2. Down the room, okay, she heard the rapid firing of questions. Okay, I hope you know the meaning of rapid. It means suddenly. Firing of questions. Firing of questions means the completely or the very noisy shout of questions. She stood means she stand before her class, not knowing what to do. She wasn't be able to know that what she have to do. She waited painfully. It means that inside of her she is burning. She is saying to herself, why I am over here? I am lonely. No one is caring about me. She waited painfully. Her block of children, it means the hindrance of children, 50 unknown faces. Obviously, there were 50 unknown faces she have ever seen, and she's panic also. Watched her hostile, ready to jeer. Okay, so now again, you don't know the meaning of the word hostile. Okay, you don't know the meaning of the word hostile. So over here, the hostile meaning in English is unfriendly. Hostile in English word means unfriendly. So you can find that in the Google as well also. Or the feeling of being disliked by everyone. And again, you don't even know the meaning of jeer. Hostile, ready to jeer. So the meaning of jeer in English is also um, like something that is not be able to, okay. So what I can say about the word jeer over here. So in English, the word meaning jeer is to be mocking, or you can say the ragging of a student. This is a sort of a ragging of a student. Okay, the classmates taunts her with bad comments and mocks her with bad comments. So it means that she have to be she is getting jeered, means she is mocking by every student is taunting her that you are like that, oh no, you are dirty. So this is the meaning of jeer, to mock a student in a very rude or a loud voice. She felt as if she were in torture over a fire of faces. I think you can understand again the meaning of this line, and this is very easy to understand. And on every side, she was exposed to them. Exposed means she was open to them on every side, because the students were filled in the classroom and she was continuously getting opened or exposed to each of the new unknown faces of unutterable length and torture. It means that the length has now been completed and the limit has been crossed. Unutterable means over here limit has been crossed and torture has been crossed. The seconds went by. Okay, so it means that the seconds were the time were like the time was not were the time was passing like a very in a short time, like in a seconds. So by this method, you can understand reading passages of English. And so let's move on the, so you, this whole passage you have to read by your own self and to understand. Now let's move towards the first question to solve this MCQ. In the beginning of the text, okay, in the beginning of the text, the beginning will start from here, passage number 1. Sorry, the paragraph number 1. This one, in the beginning. In the beginning of the text, the question is saying, which word suggests that Ursula is uncomfortable? Which word is suggesting that the Ursula is uncomfortable? Okay, so we can see that Ursula faced her class, some 50 boys and girls who stood in the ranks of the desk. She felt utterly non existent. Okay, she had no place for being there. She faced the block of children. So I think that from here I can summarize that in the beginning of the text, which word suggests that Ursula is uncomfortable. What is the word? Faced, block, ranks, or non existent? Okay, so what you have to do, you have to go for in the passage again directly. In the examination as well, you have to go in the passage directly to the passage. You can see, you can skim. Now, skim means to rapidly glimpse means to just put your eyes on the lines and just fast go over the passage. Ursula faced a class and 50 boys and girls within the rank of the class. She felt utterly non-existent. It means that she is um, unhappy. Unhappy because of feeling non-existent. So non-existent is the keyword over here. And this word suggests that non-existent is the right word over here that we can check mark. And this is the right, I think, answer for this. But is this the correct answer to highlight non-existence? I guess I'm stuck between the both. Like you have to eliminate first the choices. Faced. Faced is not suitable over here. Faced, it means that she is facing something. Okay, she is facing, but this does not competes with the word uncomfortable. In the question, you have to highlight the word as well. Uncomfortable. Faced is not uncomfortable, suggesting to uncomfortable, so it will be eliminated. Ranks, filling the ranks, no, filling the ranks is not also the correct word to highlight over here. So faced and ranks both are eliminated. Now we are stuck between B block and D non-existent. Now let's move towards the passage first. Okay, so what you have to do after reading the whole comprehension, so what I've done over here, I've just read 2 paragraphs. You have to read the whole passage first and then you have to move to the questions. Okay, by reading the question number 1, you've seen that which words that Ursula is uncomfortable. So the uncomfortable means over here she is not settling down. Okay, so she felt utterly non-existence. Okay, it means that she is unhappy. She had no place for being there. Okay, now you can see she had no place for being there. She faced the block of children. So block over here actually means uncomfortable because she is not able to sit in the class. So if she is not able to sit in the class, she is feeling uncomfortable. So block is the correct answer over here. Many of the students will do the mistake. They will check mark the non-existent word. This is not right because the keyword in the question is uncomfortable, not sad. If she is sad, so non-existence would be correct answer. But if she is uncomfortable because of the blockage of the sitting arrangement, so the word which is suggests that Ursula is uncomfortable is the block. So this is the correct answer. I hope you got my point. So by this method, you have to complete all the, you have to complete this whole P1 paper by the methods I've told you, and then you have to send me the answer keys and your numbers you've got after checking mark your questions, and you have to tell me the numbers out of 30 how many you got. Okay, this is your homework and test as well. I'm waiting for your questions. Inshallah, in the next lecture we'll be on talking about the further in English.